So it's pretty fascinating how The Economist reports about oil these days when we know that we are in a major climate catastrophe where people are literally choking and dying early in cities all around the world. So you would think that when we talk about or speak about oil as a commodity, we might think about these values like clean air. Now, there's a magazine that on the surface, it's called The Economist, and so you'd think that they only speak about the economy, but these days, is it responsible to just speak about commodities when commodities are not equal? So if I wanted to buy, say, an article of clothing, that's one thing, and of course I want to talk about, and consumers want to talk about its sustainability. But when it comes to oil, this is just shocking. I've just highlighted the words here that just talk about oil as a commodity. And it just says, oil prices is what the article is about, spoiling the mood. So you're already prompted to think about higher prices, supply and demand. This is only about the economics of oil from the perspective, as Economist says, of investors, of people who own oil companies. So rising oil prices could yet prevent a rebound in the world economy. And the sense of pessimism in the article begins that hung over the world economy. They only talk about trade, sales, manufacturing, industry, oil prices, market growth. A shock to supply rather than surging demand. And I don't want to get into the details of this any more than that because it's quite sickening. But I want us to be much more mindful when we read such work and when we read reporting in our world, because what we're actually saying is that growth is economic growth. And so do we have other ways to measure growth? Can we reasonably say that cleaner air, particularly in places where there are concentrations of people who are using a lot of combustible engines like cities, if cleaner air is in fact growth? We almost have to say that because we have to devise that because from what I can see, these people are intelligent. They're capable of using the English language extremely well. But what they are not capable of, clearly, is thinking critically. Because there is no possible way that we could just treat oil as a single commodity. We know that the derivatives of oil, be it plastics or be it pesticides that are all around us, have a ravaging heck on our did I say that? On our health, on the ecosystems of both of our cities, of our world, but also our bodies. And so I just wonder how an article, The Economist manages to just look at crude oil as a singular commodity and not at all question its own rhetoric and not at all question what are other values associated with this product and exploiting this product, and including the fact that these are some of the largest companies in the world. This is one of the biggest industries in the world with some of the biggest companies and wealthiest companies with the best turnover. Now, just to show you what I mean by this, I'm going to flip through. I haven't checked it, but I'm a subscriber, and I know that in the first few pages of this magazine, there will be a paid advertisement from an oil company, and it will be greener than the trees outside. And here we go. I'm just going to flip to the first few pages. Okay, first, motor company, motor company, motor company. There it is. Bam. Never fails. You'd think that BP was one of the greenest companies on the planet. And I've highlighted some words here. Renewable, cleaner burning natural gas, advanced fuels, low carbon. BP, keep advancing. So this, according to Noam Chomsky's propaganda model, is really what this reporting is all about. This says that the advertising dollars that's filtered to in the propaganda model, that the reliance on advertisement dictates that they can only adopt a singular voice. And that, again, another one of the filters, this polarization, there is a this or that we can't chew gum and walk at the same time, that we can't think of environmentalism. Environmentalism, I know that this used to be a hippie, liberal, green term, but you know what? Wealthy investors want clean air too. Bam.